Hello, welcome everyone. This is another one of our lightning talk sessions, and this session is going to be on Salesforce for beginners, and I'd like to hand over to Heather.
Hi, thank you very much. Welcome everybody. Thank you so much for joining our session today. If you're watching live or on replay, we'd just love to help you explore the careers within the Salesforce ecosystem. It's something that I've been talking about and sharing with people for the last 9 years to help them understand what the different 6 different career paths are that you could take as a Salesforce professional. Working Salesforce is a #1 CRM globally, so it's used by thousands of companies, and I'll dig a little bit more into that as we go through. Got great career opportunities for you. And the reason we set this up, and my mission is to support women, particularly mums, but anybody else that wants to join us, to really carve out a flexible, well-paid career within the tech sector. So the next half an hour, we're going to be sharing some insight into what that could look like for you. I've also got one of our alumni here, Helena, who's going to be sharing her story and experience of relaunching a career in tech as well. So thank you very much for joining the session. We've got a bit of an agenda here, so I'll give a bit of an introduction to Supermums. We'll talk about the Salesforce career, we'll talk about the different career options, and Helena will share her story. And then we'll go into the transferable skills. And then what we've got for you is a free 2-hour course to really get a feel for what the Salesforce platform is in more detail, because I think you can only choose to progress a career in a role if you've got that little bit more further insight so you can make an informed decision. So we've got a QR code and a link at the end. It is also in the chat for you if you can see that. And then I'll share a little bit more about the Supermums program as well. So we normally cover all of this within 90 minutes. So it's definitely going to be a bit of a squeeze within half an hour, but we'll do our best and obviously share as much as we can. So just to introduce myself, I'm Heather Black, CEO and founder of Supermums. I relaunched my career back in 2012 and relaunched my career as a self-employed Salesforce consultant. So I was working freelance, had worked with the platform for a bit as an end user, learned some of the admin skills around it and really enjoyed it. Never came from a techie background whatsoever, but learned that it's something that was I found relatively easy to do, and it really helped me manage my business at the time and really helped me grow my business. So I became a big advocate for it. And then as a Salesforce consultant, I went and helped other organizations implement Salesforce to manage their customer information. And doing that, I was earning 60K working 3 days a week on £450 day rates. And that's pretty much the going rate in the market if you're working as a Salesforce consultant and you've invested in your training to get there. So obviously you're not going to earn that from start without any skills or experience, but it's certainly where you can get to quite quickly, and a lot of our alumni have proved that over the years. So since 2016, we've supported over 1,500, it's about 1,800 people globally now on their journey, and we've built this incredible community of individuals all over the world to relaunch their careers. We also work with businesses who want to hire talent, so we're not just training provider, we also have the recruitment side and help people into work. And this is just a little map of where all our trainees are in the world. So our training is completely global, and we support people to land new jobs. So just a little bit about Salesforce. It is the #1 CRM platform in the world and has been continually ranked #1 for many years over anything like Microsoft, Oracle, SAP, and Adobe. It is the front runner also in innovation. They continue to invest in data products, AI products, trust, cybersecurity. They've got everything under one platform. So you're always on a continual learning journey. You have to embrace that. Technology is not standing still. It's trusted by over 150,000 customers. That number has actually increased now, and over 30,000 non-profits. And I've always enjoyed working with non-profits, so it's a great space for me to start. And it's used by some of the biggest companies in the world, as well as some of the smallest non-profits and SMBs. So you really do have a wide range of companies you could work for. With the growth, it continues to grow year on year. So it's grown 9% this year still in an economy that is, seeing dips in other areas. And they predicted 11.6 million new jobs by 2028, particularly within the areas of Agentforce and Data Cloud, which is some of their prime new products that companies are implementing. And the range of roles that you can go into vary. So if you love technical and you love the coding and you love the, getting your hands dirty with the system, you could start off as a Salesforce administrator and then progress to become a Salesforce developer. So again, starting salaries might range from 35, 40, but then you can progress up to 60k as you build your skill set. As a developer, you could progress to 70, 80, 90k, to a technical architect on 100 odd k. So there's a whole range of roles from the technical side. If you want to move away from all the technical, you could be a project manager, you could be a business analyst, or you could be a Salesforce consultant and combine all of those 3 skills in one as a Salesforce consultant, going into organizations to help them implement Salesforce. So quite often you might start somewhere. You might start as a BA and then become a consultant, or you might start as an admin and progress to a BA and then a consultant. You don't have to sit still in this industry. You can go down different career paths that you want to do. And we've won various awards for what we do. We are an official Trailblaze Workforce partner. We've got amazing reviews on Trustpilot from all of our alumni. They really do love feeling part of this great community of people like them who are all on this journey. This is a picture of our latest career jam that we held in London. And we love bringing people together, sharing information and supporting them in every stage of their career development, from not just the training, but we provide work experience and mentoring and career coaching to support them on that track. So I'm just going to stop sharing my slides for a moment, and I've got Helena Douglas here, who's one of our alumni and has been through our program. And Helena, I'll just invite you up to the stage to share your journey of working as a Salesforce professional, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'd be great. Previously, I was working as a web manager. So I was working for various organizations, managing their websites and doing some email marketing. I took a career break and have my kids, and I was out of the workplace for at least about 8 years. And I knew that when I wanted to re-enter, I wanted to do something different. And I always liked database style platforms, and I remembered Salesforce. So I started doing some research and started kind of learning online by myself. And then I quickly realized that I needed a little bit more structure to my learning. And so again, I started doing some research about courses, and I came up with Supermums. And so I came across Supermums, sorry. And I went on Trustpilot, looked at reviews, and they had great reviews. And I started talking with some other people that I known had heard about Supermoms, and I joined the class. And what the course helped, what I found was beneficial with the Supermoms course, is that it worked around my schedule, especially with kids in school. Whenever there was a break at school for half term, there was a break in the course, which was amazing for me because that's what I needed. The sessions fitted around, again, my school run. And there was enough time with homework, and you got a mentor. And then with the Supermoms course, they gave you a placement, with a work placement. And that was with the company that I'm with now. While I was doing the work placement, they had advertised for a role for a Salesforce administrator, which I applied for and got the role. And I'm still here 4 years later. So it's been great being in the Supermoms alumni. There's a WhatsApp group where we're all talking, sharing information, asking questions if you're stuck on something. And the whole community is just fantastic. Highly recommend. And so I've had just a really nice time being in the Salesforce community. And my role as a Salesforce administrator with my current organization, they're a charity. They're based in Bradford. I live in London, and so I'm completely remote. And every 6 weeks or so, I travel up for a couple of days. So I work from home completely. Typical day, because as an admin, we form part of the help desk. And so if any tickets come through where somebody's having difficulty logging on, or there's a permission area, or somebody has a bug, then we get a help desk ticket coming through. And apart from that, we help with any implementations or any integrations within the Salesforce platform that needs to work with any of their legacy systems as well. And then any projects where they want to add new features and any new functionality. So every day is very different, especially as we're dealing with our stakeholders are right there and our users are right there. And we have access to them all the time. But it's fun. It's like a puzzle. You're constantly trying to either figure stuff out or make things look in a particular way, or just help somebody with their working day. And so I'm really having a good time being in the Salesforce community. And there are loads of events that goes on. And those are really fun to join as well.
Thank you so much, Helena. That's brilliant. It's great to see your journey. And the thing is, if you, I mean, that's the benefit of work experience, right? If you show up and do a great job and then the job comes up, we've had that quite a few times where the trainees got hired.
Yeah.
So it's always good to put your best foot forward, and
That's
you know, when you're in a prime position. So I'm so excited for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I had just been in the job for a few weeks, so it's not only just about, and obviously I hadn't had any previous Salesforce experience, so it's not just about your technical skills, it's how you get on your soft skills as well. That's really important. I think that gets overlooked. It's not just about technically what you can bring to the role, but it's your soft skills, and that's a lot of the times what pushes you over the door.
Definitely. And what other training? You said obviously you've been working there 4 years now. What additional training and certifications have you done since then?
So they give a budget for all of our training, and we're doing trailheads all the time. So I've got my admin certification, and I did that maybe a year after the course, after pushing it. But again, they just allowed me to have that space to be able to train and to be able to learn. I've gone to a number of events for Supermoms, for Data Cloud, and a lot of Salesforce events as well. And they have a lot of sales training opportunities, and a lot of community events, which have proved very valuable. So I work for a nonprofit, and there's a nonprofit community. There's a London admins community, and typically there's different communities depending on your role and the region that you work in as well, and the industry that you're working as well. So there's been lots of different areas that I've been able to go to events and learn more. It's good there's a Salesforce community event where you work on a project with other people in the Salesforce community, not necessarily admins. They could be project managers, they could be business analysts, but it's also good. It's also an opportunity to talk to them to find out how things are going in their org, and you're working on projects together. So there's quite a number of ample opportunities to learn and to grow in the Salesforce community.
Brilliant. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
No
Taking time of your working day. Really appreciate you being here. So thank you. If there's any questions, Helena can stay on for probably a few minutes and answer anything in the chat, but I will continue my presentation because, as I say, I've got quite a bit to go through and show on that. So thank you so much for your time. Brilliant, thank you. Right, so Helen is just one, as I say, of many people that have been through our programme. So I just wanted to give a few other examples of where people are, where they started and where they've been. So Hindi, she's based actually in Israel, but was originally from the USA. And she'd been a stay-at-home mum for 16 years before relaunching her career. And so, as you can see, you know, a massive break there. She had done some office admin for her husband's business, but she upskilled and then has landed since her graduation 2 jobs, and she's currently at Tech Unity. Shabana relocated from India to UK. We get a lot of people actually from all over the world who've relocated to the UK and want to get skills and certifications to allow them to get job opportunities. She's just recently been promoted as a CRM manager experience, and she's done incredibly well on her journey since she launched. We've got Isabel Moore, who graduated in 2021. Again, she was a stay-at-home mum for 15 years. I'd never really had a proper job. She'd done some temp work, and she got her first job. She was headhunted. So we get a lot of people who are headhunted through Supermums, and she got headhunted to work at a consultancy called Cloud Please. Then we've got Sherry Ann Cars. Again, she moved here from South Africa. She was a teacher. Again, we've had quite a few teachers who've relaunched their career. And Sherry Ann graduated in 2017, but we've placed her as a recruitment agency 4 times in different roles. And what typically happens is that people every couple of years will bounce and get another 10k salary increase. So not that we encourage you to jump, but the thing is, with Salesforce, there's so many different products, so many different industries, so many different opportunities that you can either get that where you are, and they'll provide those promotion opportunities and learning opportunities where you are, which is great. But if they don't and you feel stuck, then typically the churn rate every 2 years is to move, because you get a new project, a new implementation, a new opportunity, and definitely a pay rise of 10 grand typically. Obviously you'll get a ceiling, but if you're starting low, you want to keep doing that, and that's what we see. So Sherry Ann's a great example of that. Bruna is one of our supermoms that has actually started working at Salesforce itself. We've had over 8 people that have gone through our program, might be more than that, that have landed jobs at Salesforce directly. Just 4 of them have started in the last couple of months actually at Salesforce as solution engineers. So Bruna actually graduated in 2017. She's one of our first that got into Salesforce, and she took up a sales account exec role. But solution engineering roles is the other place a lot of our supermums have ended up. Solution engineer is where you will build out demos and present it as part of the sales team. So it's a great role. I think it would be the most exciting role to have. You get to engage with great clients, and you're building out a demo and you know, showing them what's possible. And then Shanita White is another graduate who landed her job from the work experience. So she got work experience at DeVoe Group, and they were so impressed they offered her a job role. And she's since moved on from there, but she was an expat. She was having to live all over. Well, an expat, I say, she was a military spouse, so she was having to travel all the way around the world with her partner and needed something remote and flexible. So Shanita was able to, she trained up in the Caribbean, but she's able to do her job completely virtually, working, you know, for different companies. And I think she's now moved back to the USA, but again, she needed that flexibility. So loads of stories, common stories, different backgrounds, different trends, hopefully within those alumni. I think, as Helena said, you've got these transferable skills and experience. So if you're looking at job opportunities in the Salesforce industry, having that industry background will play to your strengths. Typically, there's end customers that will hire and they'll be in a specific industry, but also consultancies want to hire people with industry background and skills. So you might have had a background in education, non-profit, energy or utilities. Salesforce have nuanced products for all these industries, so it's very good to have an industry niche and to learn the Salesforce product in those industry niches. There's a shortage of industry specialists and industry cloud specialists, so it's definitely something where you want to position yourself. So you've kind of got those industry verticals, but you've also got what I call the industry horizontals. So the sales cloud or service cloud. Now sales is in every industry almost. So sales, you might have a background in sales, you could specialize in the sales cloud, but you obviously might have had experience in different industries. Same with service cloud, customer support. You're going to get service and customer support again in a range of industries. Your background might be that. Same with marketing cloud, commerce cloud. Data cloud is all about data analytics. And then you've got Einstein, which is the agent force, sort of agents that are being built on the Salesforce platform. These are great places that you could be if you've got a love and a thirst for AI. That's where you want to focus. We're seeing some of our supermums alumni get the highest paid jobs because of those investment in learning those products. And then Tableau is a product that Salesforce acquired, which is all around data analytics. So there's something for everybody within this, and it's really about playing to your strengths. At Supermums, we've worked with a whole range of different industries, enterprise customers to more boutique consultancies, end customers across all different industries, non-profits, and also tech ISVs. And within all of these companies, we place developers, admins, BAs, project managers, center of excellence leads, you name it. You know, we do help place within a whole range of roles. So we understand, most importantly, what the market is needing and wanting. Now, for those of you that want to get started on this journey, we developed a free 2-hour course. Liam is our 5-star instructor. If you look at Trustpilot reviews, he is raved about. And he developed this initial 2-hour course. You can find it, say there's a QR code here that you might want to take, and there's a little link here, and that's also in the chat. So if you do this training course, it will give you the basics of Salesforce, and it help you work towards your first Salesforce certification, which is the associate certification. And as part of this course, we also offer a free career consultation. We have 2 full-time members of staff that offer career consultations to anybody that wants to talk about the career, the opportunities, transferable skills, what the course involves, where you can find out more. So this free 2-hour course is a great place to start, and will get you first certification, which is a great thing to get on your CV. And it helps you understand if you want to do more of it. Within the course, we cover things like the topic, the Salesforce ecosystem, what is it, which is about 32% of the course. We cover navigation of the Salesforce system. We talk about the data model, and we talk about reports and dashboards. And these are things you'll get quizzed if you do the certification. There is a cost of doing the certification. It's external to us directly. It's something that you would do through the Salesforce platform, and we give you the directions on how to do that. But within these different topics, we'll cover what the different Salesforce resources are. We'll give you an understanding of what the 360-degree view means. You'll learn about how companies use Salesforce and explore the different career paths. Then we talk about navigation, which is how users can find the necessary information in Salesforce and how customization takes place. We also talk about the data model, which explores the relationship between different Salesforce objects and helps you determine the data and the visibility of the different things. And then reports and dashboards, which is always people's favorite things, is how you actually see data and visualize it. We give a run through of how that all works in practice. So we've got the free course. If you want to do more and you want to learn and explore things in more detail, then we do have various course options. We have a full ultimate course, which starts on the 3rd of November. And this is where we provide live training instruction. You get 16 hours a week of study, which equates to over 300 hours over the course of the 6-month program. You get a one-to-one mentor to support you who gives you 1 to 2 hours a week and checks your homework, your competencies, helps you to make sure you've got it right. They can then provide a brilliant reference for you as well. And then once you've completed the 3 months of study, month 4, you do your study for your certification. We support you with those study classes. You'll get your certification, which is your admin, platform admin certification. And then pending the certification, once you've got that, we'll then also match you to a non-profit to be a pro bono volunteer for work experience. So it's unpaid work experience. We position it as pro bono hours, and it helps that non-profit get 48 hours of worth of pro bono work experience. So a great opportunity to really get that end-to-end support and get 3 different references. We can get reference from the trainer, reference from your mentor, reference from your work experience, and as Helena said, she got a job off the back of that. So a great opportunity to really kind of relaunch your career. So the ultimate is for anybody that needs to go from A to Z and wants to be successful. It's a high price course, but as you can appreciate, the salaries are high. So people have paid back the cost of their price within 1 month of doing the course from getting their first job, and that's the way that you kind of think of the ROI. If you don't need the work experience and you don't want the mentoring and you don't need all of that, then we have the essentials course that you can do. And then we also have our accelerator course, which just provide work experience, but it's a fast track, and the work experience is with us directly at Supermums. So all the different options with different prices. You can book a call, say, with our team and discuss all of them. But our next course starts in November, and then the other one after that is in February. So there's next steps for you, like if we want to support you all the way with it. So happy to answer any questions at this point. There is also a quiz that you can do, which I can share with you, that helps you understand which Salesforce career might suit you. But please do let me know if you've got any questions, and I'll just share the quiz with you as well, because we have got that little bit of time. Any questions for me and Helena at this point? Let's have a look. I'll go get the quiz. No, all right, I'll go and get the quiz. So this is a handy little quiz. Now the quiz looks at your parenting attributes, or your attributes with your friends, and helps you think about, what are the different things that I could bring to the table in a new job. So when we talk about transferable experience, we talk about the industry you've worked in, talked about perhaps skills that you've had in the workplace before. So if you're a project manager, when I align to this quiz, we look at the different sort of attributes. So if you're the parent that's really organized and tidy and is always delegating, lives on spreadsheets, like managing everything, might be organizing volunteer events, we always say that you'd be a great project manager. So that's the sort of answer that you'll get out of the quiz. If you're that person that's the empathetic listener, the counsellor, that's always the listening ear for people, that's always, making sure that you're facilitating conversations if there's challenges or arguments. You want to solve pain points and problems, then we would recommend that you're going to be a great business analyst with those kind of skills. If you are the person that loves doing DIY around the house, fixing things, looking up on Google, using ChatGPT, finding answers to problems, and you love sort of learning new stuff and teaching other people, and maybe teaching your kids at home as well, that would really suit, as a Salesforce admin, then that's the kind of role that would suit you. You love tinkering, but you're very resourceful as well. The other kind of area is if you're the one that is always, you find new products and then you can't wait to tell your friends about them. Like you're that negotiator, the one that's always championing things. If you go to markets, you love haggling and negotiating. I'm terrible at that, but I do sales. But your typical salesperson or customer support, customer success manager. So you've probably got some of those innate sort of natural sales skills. So the quiz is really there to help you kind of figure out, okay, what kind of role might I wear? Which hat can I wear? Now, in the quiz, it also does accommodate that you might have a blend of those skills, in which case, like the Salesforce consultant role might suit you because it allows you to have a few of those things rather than just pigeon yourself in one of those roles. So that's the way that we help our supermums in our community figure out which career path they might start off. It's not exhaustive to that, but I think if you lean into those traits that really suit you, you'll find there's a job role for you. And they're the sort of traits that you need to sell at job interview, to sort of put yourself out there and say, well, look, this is what I'm really good at. And we also do career clinics at Supermums. So we help people relook at their CV, their LinkedIn profile, make sure they're selling themselves using those key buzzwords as well. So all of those things, we can support you with to figure out where you want to be. So I hope that's been useful for you all. I say any questions, let us know. Lynn's also on the call. So if there's any follow-up questions or you want to book in a career consultation, Lynn is on the call as well, where you can find out more. Helena, which did you do the quiz?
I don't think I did do the quiz. I think not before I joined the course. I think I did it after I did the course, and it was an admin.
It was an admin. Yeah. Good. I'm glad you're in the right place.
Yeah, but it's very good, very insightful, actually.
Oh, good. Brilliant. Well, hopefully, so we'll just put the link to the free course and again at the base. I'll check if that's also going to be shared out to people after it. But thank you very much for attending today. Obviously, welcome any feedback as well. I hope that's given you insight into what the Salesforce career can offer you and the types of things. As I say, there's so much more to the platform. Enjoy the free course. Let us know your feedback. Thank you again, Helena, for attending. Thank you, Lynn, for supporting. And we look forward. I hope you enjoy the rest of the Fest Festival. And it's been a pleasure to be part of it today. Thank you.